So nighttime is literally the only time I can get any significant leaps done in business. In the past, I tried to just like do it while the kids were around, but they're so demanding. They're just like, they feel like they're being cheated on, and I kind of feel like I'm cheating on them if I'm doing business, because kids notice when your head is in your phone. Kids notice when you're picking up your iPad. Like, my little girl goes crazy when she sees me pick up my iPad, mainly because she wants to go on it herself, but she knows, like. So I try not to do stuff when with them around. Some things I have to do, other things I just try and wait until they go to bed, and as soon as I put them down, I jump on my laptop, my iPad, or my desktop. So here I am right now on my desktop, and this is what I'm doing. I'm editing the tree translation of what's it called, sorry, the picture dictionary. So what I've done, before I was doing it all on my iPad, so what I've done this time is I've actually arranged everything. So arranged all the images to the left or right side, and then I'm adding the text in now, so I don't make any mistakes, because like I said before, I would just duplicate the files for the what am I doing, sorry. Yeah, I'll duplicate the files that I made in Procreate, and then I would like copy and paste the text. I'm doing it on my iPad with the pencil and just like split screen. It's a really small screen, so it's hard to do it all. This isn't much easier, it should be, but I'm using this. I thought this would be a good purchase. This is not a good product. This is not a product review video, but that's not a good product. I thought the trackpad was going to act the way it acts on my laptop, and my laptop is fine, so I might actually have to install Affinity Photo onto my laptop and just do it on there. But this whole new trackpad that they tried to do, it's not good. I don't know what the first one was like, but I got the second one thinking that this one was going to be revolutionary. It's not good. I don't like it. It takes too long to do things. It's not, maybe I need to change the settings on it, I don't know, but it takes a while to get things done. I think I'm going to go back to just a standard Bluetooth mouse, because I can just drag and click a lot easier. That one is kind of, it's a bit tedious, I think that's the issue. And I've been using it for a while and I've not gotten used to it. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing anyway. So just adding the text like I just showed. I'm adding the text in from the document with the translations on it. Once that's all done, what did I just do? I just moved something. Undo. Once that's all done, I can submit it to KDP, and that will go live, and then I'll have, I've left the author page in. So that's the only text. But this makes it so much easier, because now any translation I do, I'll just use this blank, kind of blank, the thing with the document with the images on the side, and then just add it straight in on the desktop. And this avoids any mistakes, because before it was very easy to make mistakes. It was very easy to not copy and paste something in. So when I made the Swahili one, I would then duplicate that and then use that template to add in Yoruba. So there might be some Swahili left over, and that's obviously, you don't want that, because like I said before, you print up your book and then you won't know there's errors, and you might have ordered, like straight off the bat, you might have ordered 50 author copies. Not good. So now this takes out the opportunity for any issues. So yeah, that's all I'm doing today. It's just a quick video just to make sure I'm keeping up with documenting what I'm doing. I did have a few people ask me what I use, how I do the self-publishing thing, and where to get started. So let me just say, self-publishing is very easy. The practice itself is very easy. So whether you're using Ingram Spark, I've not used, or CreateSpace, which is now merged with KDP, Amazon KDP, it's very easy. You just, once you've got your finished product, you just submit it as a high quality PDF. You submit it, make sure all your metadata is correct, and go from there. Ingram Spark, you need to go and get yourself some ISBNs. You get that from Nielsen something. You just go Google ISBN, get your ISBNs, get a pack of 10. Comes out to about £160, so £16 per ISBN. Amazon KDP, you do not have to buy any ISBNs. They give you them, but you're limited to selling them on Amazon KDP. So you can't, I mean, you can go and take your physical books and sell them, or sell them on your website, but you can't then try and publish them through Ingram Spark with that same ISBN. So that would be the only upfront cost, whether you're going with Ingram Spark, which I think might be better quality, or going with KDP, where you don't have to put any money up. The other thing, which is the main thing, is how do you make the book? So you would use whatever software you're using, which is a lot of people, it depends on the kind of book you're doing. So obviously, if you're doing a children's book, you need to have your illustration. So whether you're getting someone to do it, you're hiring someone, hiring a freelancer. I tell people you can check Upwork, People Per Hour. There's so many of those platforms. You can find an illustrator, you can talk to them and talk about your project and get that done. It might take up to a month. Sometimes they do it quicker, depending on whether they've got a team or not. My first book, Daddy and I, was made by an illustrator, a freelance illustrator, and they took how long did they take? I think they took about 12 days. So they done a page a day, which is not too bad. But yeah, so there's that process. So if you're doing a children's book, obviously you need an illustrator, or whether you're doing it yourself. If you're doing it yourself, then you'll obviously need your illustration programs, whether that's Photoshop, Procreate, Adobe Photo, Affinity Photo, Adobe Illustrator. There's a plethora of software you can use to do your illustration. So that would be that. If you're doing an adult book, which is just text, then you just need something like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Publisher, Affinity Publisher, which is what I'm using now. Any of those softwares you can find, even PowerPoint, you can pretty much do it in anything. All you need to make sure is you know what size the book's going to be, and you get your margins right, because that can be very frustrating. People end up paying people to format their book, but if you just follow the guidelines, there's a lot of information out there. So make sure you decide, like, whether if you're doing a 6x9, like a normal book size, well, I'll say a quite standard book size. I think this is about this must be about 6x9. This is like the size that most books are, and so you'd need to obviously make sure that the sizing, the formatting is correct, so it's all in line, and that would be the only thing. So you make sure you've got your pages right, so your copyright information, your information on the back, your cover needs to meet their guidelines. So all of these things you'd need to have knowledge of and have in order before you submit it. So the submitting it process is absolutely easy. Anyone can do it. But then the actual process of putting the book together is the thing that takes some time. Once you've done it a couple times, it's a breeze. But the first time when I submitted Daddy and I had so much issues. I'm like, I think it was the issues with the margin, and I've submitted it and they're like, oh, you need to add this much to the margin, you need to add the trim, and I'm adding the trim, and I said I'm okay with this much being cut out. I've kind of planned that into the design, and they're like, no, it's not going to meet the guidelines, and blah blah blah. In the end, I just had to add some inches to the file, so I just made each individual page slightly bigger. Well, I got the exact dimensions I needed, and I made each individual page the exact dimensions, and then I compiled it as a PDF. Now I know better. What I would just do is send the whole PDF over to Affinity Publisher, and I would just add a trim there. But I didn't know how to do that before, so it took me a lot of time, back and forth, frustration, and now I know. Just do everything in Affinity Publisher. It's so much easier. So I'll do my illustrations in Procreate on my iPad Pro, and then I'll just send it over to Affinity Publisher to format it, and that keeps it simple. I'll add the text in. I've installed the fonts that I made. I made my own fonts, so I'm only using my own fonts in my book, and I installed those on my desktop. You can make your own fonts with Calligrapher. I'll do another video on that. this channel isn't really supposed to be like a book publishing channel, but I realize that is something that's taking up a lot of my time, and if I'm going to be documenting business, then I'm going to be documenting that process. So stick around if you want to know more about this whole process, because it's a way to earn some passive income, and obviously if you've got ideas, it's just get it done. So Calligrapher is, I made my own font in there. I made a few different fonts. I've installed them on my Mac, and now I can just go straight into Affinity Publisher and add them into my already sized and compiled PDF. So once I've done that, once this book is complete, it's ready. It's completely ready to be submitted to KDP. The margins and everything are fine, so I'll submit it to KDP. It will be approved within 72 hours, and it will go straight on sale. And that is the process. It is simple once you know what you're doing. The bulk of it will be, again, putting the book together, just putting it together, and that's where most people have trouble, of course. But yeah, this is what I'm doing today, and that's it.